How you people doing this morning? Again, it's me again. Yeah, I shot the first video this morning, because I had to get it out. But anyway, we're gonna do a better job this time. Okay. Anyway, my mind is clear now. All right, now let's do this. All right. I'm on Game Rant this morning, and it says here, EA claims it will develop Star Wars game for years to come, despite Lucasfilms and Ubisoft partnership. Okay. You remember that? You remember that statement in remember that statement in Spider-Man, where great power comes great responsibility. So when you have a game exclusive, that means you have power. Okay, you have power, but with that power comes great responsibility. So when Disney gave EA the Star Wars license, there was a lot of responsibilities that came with it. Yes, EA had the power, but there was also some responsibilities that comes with it. But anyway, and EA misused that power that they had with Star Wars because of the whole loot box thing and taking on different government entities and fans outrage and backlash. But then EA tried to recover by making what was it, Jedi Fallen Order, and then they made Squadrons. They were trying to recover that power that they once had. But like Peter Parker's dad said to Peter Parker, with great power comes great responsibility. So EA did not handle the responsibility of that exclusivity that they had with Star Wars. Okay, because they had Star Wars to themselves. It means that no one else could make the game. Well, now that they lost that right, other companies like Ubisoft can make Star Wars, and other companies can also try to make a Star Wars game. But just because EA lost the exclusivity right, it does not mean that they can't make any Star Wars games. They still can. They just don't have that power that they once have. Anyway, so where we at? This is on Games Rant, gamesrant.com. I'm gonna leave a link in the description box. It says this: EA claims it will develop Star Wars games for years to come, despite Lucasfilm and Ubisoft partnership. EA revealed that it will continue working on Star Wars for years to come, despite Lucasfilm Games teaming up with Ubisoft for a new title. It says here, shocking the gaming world earlier today, the newly rebranded Lucasfilm Games announced it would be working with Ubisoft to develop an open world experience set in Star Wars universe. This reveal was a shock to many, considering it will be one of the first games in the franchise since 2013 to not have any EA involvement. With the company's exclusive deal with the IP officially coming to a close, however, it seems Lucasfilm Games' decision to offer the Star Wars license to a new developer won't bar, meaning stop, EA from developing future games within the franchise, as reported by IGN. A statement from EA's claims that the company will continue working with Star Wars for years to come, developing new experience set in the franchise expansive universe. So that means even though there's an exclusive deal, even though there's a deal with Ubisoft to make Star Wars game, right? EA can still make Star Wars games. They just doesn't have that exclusivity like they once had. They lost that power. They don't have it anymore. Okay? With great power comes great responsibility. But they can still make Star Wars games, and since fans of the Star Wars universe have been playing the Battlefronts, the Squadrons, the Jedi Fallen Order, that means EA probably will make like a Battlefront 3, Jedi Fallen Order 2, Squadrons 2, or even a Star Wars RPG if they want to. You know what I'm saying? So it's not all bad news over there at EA. They just lost that power that they once have. You know, power is good to have, but if you misuse it, there's consequences that comes with that type of power. So EA can still make Star Wars games. Now, as far as Ubisoft goes, they talking about an open world Star Wars games. So that game probably will be in development for another 4 to 5 years before we finally get any, like 4 to 5 years probably before we get any new footage of it. You're talking about an open immersed world, and the Star Wars universe is endless. It's endless, and there's more people adding to the force, and there's more villains coming to the dark side. Ubisoft got their work cut out for them. So all is not lost with EA. This was what happened. What happened here today was to discipline EA, in about misusing power and not being so greedy. So I hope they learned their lesson from this, man. There's a lesson in everything. So when you have power, there's responsibility comes with it. that's like holding $100,000. You got $100,000, but there's a lot of responsibilities that comes with that $100,000 if you have it. So, and once you lose that $100,000, you're gonna be like, man, I should have. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing that EA is going through. But like I said, all is not lost. They still can make Star Wars games, and fans of their games are looking forward to a Battlefront 3, probably Jedi Fallen Order 2, probably a Squadrons 2, and or even an RPG. So all is not lost, man. But this was a wake-up call to EA. This was a wake-up call to EA to let them know they're walking on thin ice. They're walking on thin ice. So if Disney said, okay, EA, you can't make no more of our Star Wars games, that's it. EA can't make a game, even though they lost the power that they once had. They can't, even though they lost the power, and they still can make a game. But if Disney now come out tomorrow and said, okay, EA, you can't make no more Star Wars games. We do not want you to make no more Star Wars games with our IP. Then EA will really, EA has to comply. You know what I'm saying? So they really lost the power they once had. You know what I'm saying? They misused it. But right now, what just happened to them? They're just being disciplined. Can they get that power back? Remains to be seen. So it don't look like, because based on what happened today with Ubisoft, another company can come and say, okay, we got an idea for a Star Wars game. We want to make it. And Disney can be like, okay, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, all is not lost, man. But this was a wake-up call to EA. They are walking on thin ice. They're on the verge of losing that Star Wars IP if they don't get their act together. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to leave a link in the description box for that article. And nice talking to you people again. It's Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing, or Dark Side. I'm gone. Peace.